Have you ever heard of Barney Google and Sparkplug before?
I'd heard of it, but I'd never read any.
Okay. I mean, believe it or not, if you open up a newspaper, it's it's still running. I think is it it's the second longest running strip in creation. So Snuffy Smith is a character that comes in, and it's commonly called Snuffy Smith, but Barney Google is still a character in it. So I mean, this is over 100 years old now. I think since it I think it launched in 1918. I'm not sure exactly, but this is a long running one, and it's completely unreadable now. I mean, it's not funny at all. But the early, I mean, what did you think of these couple early strips here?
Um, yeah, so the first one, well, really both of them, like it was clever, I think particularly the first one, um, where he sort of goes to goes to Paris and is just shocked by how strange everyone was and everything is, and he doesn't kind of know how to cope with it, and then he, sits down with a drink and is sort of so overwhelmed. I never knew there were such types in the world. I could stay here for hours just sizing them up. And then a group of other tourists come and see him and say, "Look at that one, Howard. He doesn't look like he was all there. Shh, I want to get a picture of him and send it to the almanac." Just uh it got, and he's sort of shocked, of course. I laughed at that one. And it was sort of, I mean, not racially how we would do it now, but the kind of depiction of foreign cultures was interesting.
Yeah,
And and I sort of like the image also in the second one of him in the gondola.
yeah,
But yeah, it didn't massively strike me.
yeah. It's not something that was like you got to find more of this. I think where I got interested in Barney Google is later in the book. There's some of the daily strips that are collected. And here's an example of these in black and white, and um, I think there's something about so Billy DeBeck is a cartoonist. He was like a celebrity cartoonist back in the day. There was such a thing, very very popular. This strip was like a huge hit. There's even songs that it might have even gotten adapted into like some film serials or something like that. Um, but the thing I like about him as a cartoonist is he's doing some interesting stuff. If you look at his character designs, so that they're really loose. There's a lot of like just he's using inks and lines and shadows and blacks and whites really well. But if you compare like look at like the design of like Barney Google to a one of these tycoons he meets, like they're radically different, right? They're the one character looks has this really ridiculous design. He's tiny, he's small, and then these people are like twice his size. They look much more realistically like a normal human being. So this is just another, I think, of kind of the innovation that's happening with some cartoonists, where you they're mixing kind of character designs in their world in a way that you wouldn't think should work, but it does. And they're kind of figuring out how to be more expressive with just ink lines, get those different shades and stuff, and also just kind of mix different characters into the world in ways that I think early on doesn't work so well. Like some of the designs are kind of grotesque and weird, but these are more kind of fun and recognizable as human beings kind of living in the same world. I don't know. I've It's not a huge one, but it is interesting just to kind of see like what was going on in the early days. And these have had such lasting power in the fact that man, they're still around today. They've just kind of set the template for how cartooning works.
Uh-huh.
I also think that there's a nice little he has a nice knack for some catchy dialogue. I always like that. Do you mind if I join you in packing a few groceries line? I thought that was kind of a fun one. Fun way to ask for food. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've Barney Google's a hard one to find. I've gotten an old collection of his as well. Interesting stuff. Yeah, it's kind of fun to read. But it's like it's really hard to find collections of this sort of stuff. So kind of lost treasure.
Yeah.